everyone. It's a new season of A Chat with Deb, and we're super excited. It's been a very wonderful ride so far. And first of all, I'd like to say a very big thank you to everyone who has been a very huge supporter of this show. We're very grateful. We're very happy. Good afternoon, Nigeria, and all the viewers out there. We're very excited to have you here once again. And you're welcome to your favorite afternoon show. I'm your host, Deborah Peterside. On today's episode, we'll be talking about how to build intimacy in a relationship. Fine, we understand that it's been a roller coaster for a lot of people, considering the time we're in. It's Valentine's season, yeah. So, anyways, we want to find out from somebody very, very knowledgeable, very, very outspoken, extremely intelligent, a very beautiful lady, Mrs. Kerem Alabo. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you.
I'm very happy. You know, from the onset, you've been a very consistent person that has supported this show like since day one. Since day one, there's no pleasure, time. Really. There's no time we don't see Kerem in the comment section. When we're live, Awajikerem is there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a very good supporter. I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
So today we'll be talking about how to build intimacy in a relationship. First of all, what's your take on this? Is intimacy very important? Is it relevant in relationships or it's not? Because a lot of people say, so far as I see that I'm compatible with a particular person, I can be with the person. Now I'm talking about whether it's a marriage relationship or not. Because if relationships go from dating, in quotes, courtship, then you now have marriage.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe that they don't have to be intimate with a particular person before they can settle for that person or be married to the person. What's your take?
Gone are the days when people get married without getting intimate. In those days of our parents, you will just hear that my son likes your daughter. Let them get together. And before you know, they are happy and they are happily married. You know, they don't know anybody from other, they don't know each other, and they're living together. At that point, in those days, you didn't have any reason to compare anything to anything. But right now, there is a lot out there. There's a lot in the society, a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, a lot of awareness about a lot of things. So you can't just get into a relationship now without being intimate. It's impossible. Okay, so it's important.
I think we should first of all define what intimacy is. So very clear.
Yes. Okay. In this context, intimacy is that emotional closeness, the bond you develop while having a relationship with someone, the bond you form emotionally while having a relationship with someone. It's the feeling of being close to you. It's the feeling of being emotionally close to you. Yeah, intimacy, when I talk about intimacy, we have physical intimacy, we have emotional intimacy. So many people, when they just hear intimacy, the first thing that comes to a lot of people's mind, physical intimacy, that's having sex with someone actually. But that is not actually what we are looking at today. We are looking at getting connected emotionally, heart to heart, with the person I am with. That is what we are talking about. So how can I really be in the same space with you and plan to live a lot of time with you, maybe the rest of my life with you, and not get connected to you emotionally? Is it really possible? I don't think so. Though people ignore it a lot, people ignore it, and I think they get it wrong because one way or the other, emotions are going to play out. So getting to know how to manage your emotions in a relationship, getting to know what to do to get the right results, that is what intimacy is, and that's what we're going to be talking about today.
You've actually established the fact that it's actually very important and necessary to be emotionally intimate with somebody before you spend the rest of your life with the person. I also want to digress a bit and go to physical intimacy. Is physical intimacy necessary for building a good relationship?
No. It's totally not necessary outside marriage. In marriage, it is necessary. It's super necessary in marriage. But outside marriage, you can actually be intimate with someone without having sex with the person. You can actually...
Scratch that.
Okay.
You can actually be intimate with somebody without having sex. Simple.
Oh, yes.
Can you expatiate on that? Let's understand what you're talking about. What you're saying.
Okay. People also have sex without being intimate. People get intimate without having sex. So it goes in both ways. Just like going in front of Casablanca, picking up someone. You don't even need to know her name. You don't even need to know where she is from. Just get down. And you're satisfied and you're done. That's physical intimacy. You can do whatever you want at that point with her.
And there's no connection.
No connection emotionally. Physical intimacy, you've succeeded and you've gone. Tomorrow it's someone else. But on another note, you can have a friend who is your support system, who understands you without judgment, who loves you for who you are without any should I say, interest. You know, and the person supports you. The person loves you, genuinely respects you, and is emotionally there for you. You don't really need to have sex with that person. You don't need to have physical intimacy with that person. But the person gives you all the emotional support you need. With self-control, you can succeed in that relationship without physical intimacy. Yeah.
Wow. Nice. How can people in relationships build intimacy?
So there are some things that should be in place that like the bedrock for intimacy. Number one, I would say mutual respect. The person you are being intimate with has to respect you. You have to respect the person, because being intimate with person involves being open, being bare, like being naked emotionally. And there will be a lot of things involved. So if you're not sure that person respects you, and you're not sure that person is going to take lightly or as it is, what you're going to say, what you'll be doing as being intimate, I would not advise you go ahead being intimate with that person. The person has to respect you. Of course, we all have our past. We are grown up. So growing up, a lot of things must have happened. A lot of things must have changed. A lot of things must have, made up our history. So if I tell you my history, will you still love me for who I am? Will you still respect me? You need the respect. Number two, the person has to love you. If it's a love relationship, you're talking about the opposite sex.
Yeah.
You have to be sure the person loves you, because being intimate is like pouring out your emotion, bearing your emotion with the hope of getting response. It's reciprocal. As you are doing it, the person is likely going to do it back. So does the person love you? Do you love that person?
So at the point of you being in love with the person, have you not already been emotionally intimate with the person?
Not really. Some people, love is an act. It's not like a feeling. It's not like it happened. Sometimes it happened, but people love intentionally. If maybe somebody comes to you and say, I want to get married to you, or I like you, you just start developing. You start building it. So
that's to say, intimacy can be learned.
Yes.
Okay.
Consciously. In fact, it's a conscious effort. It doesn't just happen. Okay. I would say it may happen without you knowing. That's for the fact that you don't know, it doesn't mean it's not. You have to be intentional about it. Yes, and luckily some people don't get intentional and they succeed at it.
Sure.
Yes, but if you are not getting it, if you are discussing it, that means there are some people that are not actually intimate with their partners. That means there is need to learn. And it can be learned. It's just like emotional intelligence. If you're not intelligent emotionally, a lot of things will be going wrong with you, and you don't even know why. You can't even tell, and you'll be blaming it on something else. So once you get that intelligence, when you get that information that I need to do this, I need this, I need that. You start working towards it. That's how intimacy is. If you realize that we are not intimate, I'm just existing with this guy, I'm just existing with this girl, I want to get intimate with her, I want to get to know her, I want to get into her emotions, then you are aware, then you walk towards it. Once you start working towards it, then you're learning it, you're practicing it, you're doing something. So you can do something about it. The person has to respect you, the person has to love you, and the person doesn't have to be judgmental.
The person doesn't have to be judgmental. When you talk about judgmental, what do you mean?
Okay, there are a lot of things I could have said to you. Intimacy is about what you do, what you say. There are a lot of things I could say to you, but knowing your response before now, based on our interactions, I would not want to say it. And it will prevent me from opening up to you. Do you understand? It prevents me from opening up to you, and it will hinder the intimacy I would have with you. So I should be able to open up to you. I should be able trust. You should trust that person. Because if you don't trust the person may use your information. And that's what you see in social media these days. Once you get close to someone and you open up your emotions, before you know, any small misunderstanding, you're all over social media. He did this, he used to be, and all that. So trust, respect, and mutual love. The person should love you. You should love the person sincerely. With that, you can build emotional, intimacy.
Go back to how to be intimate.
Okay.
How can we build intimacy? That's a significant word.
Okay. How to build intimacy with your partner. I'll break it into 5 simple points. Number 1, you have to be supportive. You have to be supportive of your partner. A lot of people have various desires. They have various goals in life. They have dreams of what they want to be, who they want to be, and they go through a lot of things too. So for you to get emotionally attached to me, I want to be sure you're supporting what I'm doing. I want to be sure that you are listening to me when we are talking. It's just like a couple being in a room and one person is talking and the other person is busy pressing his phone. Really, you are not listening effectively. You need to give them attention so that whenever they need contribution, you can talk. You can, oh, really?
But today, we have a lot of people say women need attention. Like, it's kind of like a gender thing.
No. That is not true. That is so not true. Men need attention, but they don't show it the way men do. Women will always demand for it, but men don't demand, just expect it. They expect you to attend to them. They expect you to do this. They expect you to do that. But they don't verbalize it. But woman would say exactly how it is. So we just have a different means of communicating the same thing. Need attention, but they don't say, attend to me, see me, I'm here, notice me, that kind of thing. So you have to be supportive, or the person has to be supportive to be emotionally close. I have to be sure that you feel what I feel. If I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad day. I am supposed to add to it. You're supposed to help me out of it. Oh, I don't look good today. There must be a reason.
True.
How can you help me to look better? You have to support me. We have our flaws. You have to help me to overcome my flaws. Those are the supports we need.
Key.
So just like in the Bible, I'll give you 2 scenarios. Abigail, her husband's flaw was he didn't even know where to put his hand and where not to put his hand, where to put his mouth, and where not to put his mouth. But when she saw that this guy is going to get us into trouble, she left him and went to reconcile with the king and made sure everything was okay. That's her way of supporting him. She knew her flaws. She knew his flaws, and she gave him that need at the way, that support, because they're in this together, they're in the marriage together, they're in the relationship together. Whatever happens to him happens to her. Yes, to her. So to get intimate.
Can you reiterate? Can you say that again? Whatever happens to one affects the next person.
Yes.
I feel like most times in relationships, a lot of people, it's a ship. It's meant to involve 2 people. But even in relationships, a lot of people are very individualistic. Like, how it affects me, how it concerns me. Me. And I don't think it's kind of healthy for any kind of relationship at all. Talk more of building intimacy. So I'm learning from the fact that Abigail understood that they were both in that together. She did not care about the fact that this is her husband's business. Oh, now him do we no concern me. She knew it was actually going to impact her somehow, and she had to take.
You know, those days, if the king wants to wipe a man, he wipes his entire family. So there was no way she could risk. She was ambitious. She was knowledgeable. You know, she has a lot of dreams. Let's be practical. She has a lot of things in her head that she wants to achieve. And see, this man wants to cut short my life. Oh yeah, you know, knowing when to act. You have to support him in effective listening. You have to support him with empathy. Support her. You have to show empathy. You know, you have to validate her feelings. There are a lot of times that she's not feeling herself. Let her know that it's okay not to be okay sometimes. Fine. Since you're not okay, how can we be okay? We are not okay, I'm not okay. We're in this together. So that's support. That's support. If I am sure I'm going to get that support from you, man, I'll keep coming back. In fact, I'll be happy to always be with you. I'm happy to be in the space where you are, wherever you are. Even if we are in a distant relationship, I'm happy to know that there's someone that can support me. That brings us close emotionally. Be a support system. Number 2, be vulnerable.
Be vulnerable.
Be vulnerable. Let your guards down. As humans growing up, we have tasted, some have tasted a lot of bad waters.
Breakfast plenty.
A lot of things must have happened. So as you are coming out from the other one and you say, this is my last, never will I let this kind of thing happen to me again. And you build a guard, you build a defense system. So when you get to your next relationship or you get into a relationship with someone that really loves you, you just defend everywhere. He's coming from here, no way. He's complimenting you. Maybe he's saying, you look good. And you just be like, so you mean the other day I don't look good. The other days you don't say it, I don't look good. Kind of defense. And he's like, really? Okay. And if he doesn't compliment you, mean you don't notice I don't look good. All those. So just let your defense down. If you really want to be intimate with this person, be open. It has to be someone you trust. It has to be someone that has the same values with you too. So when you're letting your guards down, you are not scared that this person is going to abuse you. True. You are not scared that this person is going to misuse you, you know. So when you let your guards down, it helps the person access you emotionally. It lets you access the person emotionally. Ask for what you want. Just paint it like this. Is it
very direct?
Be direct. Sincerely, truthfully, honestly. Be direct. Respectfully too. Respectfully be direct. So that whenever you are saying something, the person knows you're serious. That kind of a thing. It's just like people out there will say, why are you so weak? Be a man, be strong. You have to be strong. While you're a man and you're so strong out there to other people, when you come to that person, break down. If you have to cry, cry. Tell them this is what it is. And I'm afraid. Just express yourself, you know. Be free to share your fears, your desires, your worries. Really, are you sure we can achieve this? And then the person tries to, you know, support you and tries to make up for the things you are not unable to do. You are bonding. Remember, it's the bonding. You are bonding and you are growing emotionally. So be vulnerable. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. The past is the past. This is now. It's new and we are hoping to grow. So start something new. Let down your guards. Be vulnerable. Number 3, I would say slow down. Live in the present. Slow down and be present. People have plans. People have plans, prospects for the future. When I get married, this is what will happen. When I get married, this is what will happen. But you're already in a relationship with someone and you're not paying attention to what is going on. A lot of things are happening and you're just not noticing. You're just looking forward to when I get married, when we get married. So now we are alive. Before you know it, 2022 is past and we can't really even have any good memories of both of us. We don't remember any good thing that happens. So create memories each day.
But is it wrong to have prospects for your future?
Have prospects for your future, but live in the present.
But don't let it overwhelm.
Don't let it overwhelm you. You plan. When you plan, you rest, you live, you exist, you observe. Some people don't just want to know anything happening now. They want to know about tomorrow. But this today, is that yesterday's tomorrow? That yesterday's tomorrow. You want to graduate. When you have graduated. When I start working, you started working. When I get married, time is going. Age is passing. And when you get old, you don't even know what you did with your life. Be present. You have somebody that loves you. Spend your time loving that person. Life has started. Life is not starting tomorrow. Do you understand? So as you are loving the person, you are achieving that fulfillment. The person is being fulfilled. And every day counts. Every day is important. Every day is a beautiful memory. Even if some people, we don't have the resources to live our dream lives. But with what you have, what are you making of it? It's just like somebody having 2 coins and saying, oh, I have 2 coins. The other person has 5. That's why the person is doing better. Just like the people that had talents in the Bible. The one that had 5 multiplied. The one that had 2 multiplied. The one that had 1 did not multiply. He was looking, it's just one I have now. All I do with it. Whatever you have, do with it what you can. Do you understand? Don't wait till we have money, till we do this, till we do that. Start living. You have started your life. You have a man, love him. You have a woman, love her. Be present with her. Be with her. Number 4, enhance the quality of time you spend together. The quality of time, not the quantity, not the amount. I will say, we live in the same house now. I always see him now. What do I even... It's important because the time you spend together, what do you use it to do? Some people's time they spend together, some couples, is just to sort out bills. Oh yeah, this bill has come. How do we pay this? How do we pay that? That's all they are thinking. Oh, how to take this one to school? How to take this child to school? How to solve this problem? That is not quality time. You're not coming to the relationship to solve problems, Think of how you can improve the other person's life. Of how the other person can improve your life. So improve on, like now, how to spend time together. You can choose a hobby that both of you can share. You can choose an event both of you can attend regularly together. Let that be that meeting point. It could be just an evening show, a weekend show, a show that both of you love. You watch the show together. In that time, you are sharing the same space. Your mind is on the same thing, and you are talking the same thing. So something that will bring your mind together, talking the same thing, connecting emotionally. It can be a TV show. Maybe your partner may like singing, and you don't have a good voice. Just add that voice down. Just sing it. And the person will just laugh. That relief is enough. Sing together if you like singing together. Take a stroll in the evening. It may not be somewhere big. Attend a concert together. By then, you are away from the bills. You are away from the pressures, the stress of the work and everything. You can't be thinking of work when you are in somewhere else. So just do something together. Increase the things you unconsciously do together. That will increase the quality of your time. Then finally, communication. Not just talking. Communicate. People have their different ways of receiving love. The way you want to be loved may not be the way I want to be loved. So you have to understand your partner. What means love to you? What means love to me? Tell him, this is what I interpret as love. All this your busy. You nourish me. No, really, it doesn't count. I just want you to be there for me. All this your gift and all that, you send me gifts, and whenever I call you, I'm busy. You come back, you're busy, pressing for your work. Those are not really what I need. I need your time. The other person will say, I know you love me. Just help me with these chores. You can see me doing this thing every time, doing this thing. How can you help me? So know what the person interprets as love. And that somebody might interpret love as respecting his mom. If you just respect his mom, you have killed him. Do you understand? Don't talk about me. Just take care of my mom and you have got my heart. Some people, there's a particular person in the family they love. If you respect that person, you have gotten that person's heart.
That's a new one.
There are some people that what they love is their job. It's not a good thing though to love your job more than your spouse, but always support. How did the work go? Whenever you want to talk about the work, she gets excited. She's passionate and she wants to talk about it. After talking about the work, come back home, have a way of, at least we have something to agree on, something to talk about mutually, communicate your fears, communicate your desires, communicate your plans, communicate just say in a form of discussion, before you got into the relationship, you had dreams, you had what you desired to be. Let's say you are 2 years into the relationship, just a little chit chat. Before we started this relationship, I expected this, but I'm not really getting it.
A lot of people don't have that time to sit down and...
You don't really need to sit down. You can stand and be eating and be discussing it. If you want to create, if you want to create,
very
if you want to create that special time, or you say, honey, we need to talk. His head will go left, right, center.
Have I done wrong?
So it could be just over a meal. It could be if you are married, before bed, just lying down to rest. It could be when you're out to get something together. That's why you should create more time together so you can talk. So in communication, what do you discuss? Maybe there are things that you expected the relationship you are not getting. Do a little review. It's not like you're policing the person or you are interrogating the person or auditing the person. This is what you promised me. Why am I not getting it? No. Let them know your worries. I'm worried about this, but I was hoping we would be doing this by now. I was hoping this would be happening by now. If it's a serious person, the person will tell you his challenges. Yes, I would have come to see your parents, but this happened. Okay, so now that this is this, how can we do this? By that, you're having a quality discussion. Not only, hello, how far have you eaten this morning? Okay, what did you eat? Rice. Was that meat on the rice? Okay, stew. Did you like this stew? No. There are a lot of other things to talk about. Yeah, things about your future. Though it's not every time you talk about the future, but things that happened. How was work today? How is this? How is this? So let that person feel safe. Let that person trust you. Let that person be able to open up to you without fear of being judged, without fear of being criticized or bullied. No. Like it.
Thank you so much. So it's time for the chat box, and we have some questions here from our viewers, from people. So we'd like you to answer them. I'll take like three of those questions, but I know that even one is quite long.
Okay.
So the first one: Hi Deb, I have been with a guy for almost a year, and we plan on getting married later this year. Congrats! But I rarely feel connected to him. He's a great friend and gives me everything that I want, but I do not feel connected. I have tried. My friends and parents have advised me that it will eventually happen, but I think that should be the connection. What do I do? Should I go ahead with the wedding or should I not? Or should I let it go?
Okay.
Should I go ahead with the wedding or should I let it go?
If you are my response will be based on what you've been through. Some people have seen they've been through a lot and they just want to get married. They just want to end it in marriage and don't worry, every other thing will work fine. And some people are very young. They are very young and they have a lot of prospects. There is a lot ahead of you. So why tie yourself down to something you don't feel? It's important to bring feelings into this thing because at some point you'll be so drained and you want to bank on something, there's something you should hold on to. Oh, I remember before we started, before we got here, we were like this. So let me try to walk back to what brought me here in the first place. So when there was nothing at the beginning, how are you sure? What are you going to fetch from?
Guarantee.
Yes. What are you going to fetch from in the future when you're drained? So it's important to develop that connection. Marriage is forever. It's forever till death, according to Christian standards. Till you die, you're not coming out. So if you are not feeling it now, how are you sure? The things you like, you're not saying it. The things you desire is not there. So, okay, except maybe you are hoping that the person will develop those things you want and you're not saying, because there are things you want that are not there, that's making you not feel it. Because if they were there, if those things were there, you would feel it. The connection will be there.
He's a great friend and gives me everything that I want.
And their values are different now. If you don't value the gifts, there are other things you value which it doesn't give. That's why you're not connecting.
True.
There are other things you value. It may not be the gifts.
True.
So those things are not there. When you get in there, are you sure they will be there? How are you sure they will be there? If you are not sure they will be there, it's better not to start it. Start with somebody that you see those things in the person at the moment, and you know you can develop it, But when it's not there at all, use your discretion and decide what to do.
Well, now, I'd also add, I think you should speak to the person about it. I don't know, Sha, but kind of have a conversation with this guy, since you feel like he's a great friend. There's some people that are actually very good, but they just mean the friends.
Okay. What should be the basis of the conversation? What are you trying to achieve?
Because now that she's getting married later this year, I don't know.
No. What should she talk about?
I feel like, first of all, have a conversation with the guy and say, I'm actually not really feeling you like I should feel you.
Why?
I don't know why I'm not feeling you.
See, it hurts.
But it would save him.
If someone loves you real bad and you come to tell, I don't feel you, it's easier for me. It's easier to say I'm not interested.
And I think that's why she's even still staying there. I don't know. I'm not.
It's easier to say I'm really not interested in the relationship. Just say it as simple as that, because the things you want, I'm telling you, when you are not connecting, because those things are not there to attract you, to keep you bonded. If there are things that can be cultivated, you can work on it. But if there are things that can never be cultivated, it's not there.
Broken engagement is better than a broken marriage.
It's not there. So in the future, how do you think it will be there? Or you just remain like that in this state of mind for the rest, like forever? No. So if it's something that along the line you can develop, that's great. Start it, then you people should build it together. But if it's something that you cannot be built, then there's no basis.
Wow. So should she go ahead with the wedding, or the question is, should I go ahead with the wedding or I should let it go?
Debbie, no matter what you say here, the person will still take the decision the person wants to take. So we have done our own by saying what we think. She would evaluate and know whether to go ahead or not. She will evaluate, yeah.
Okay. The next one. Hi, Deb. There's a guy who has told me that he wants to get into a serious relationship with me and has promised to get rid of every other person around him just to be with me. But I feel like, based on his comment about getting rid of everyone, he makes it feel like he's doing me a favor. And now I'm no longer considering his proposal. Am I making the right decision?
He would get rid of every other person. That means there are currently a lot of other persons. So what if he gets rid of that person and gets attached to you? After getting attached to you, he starts picking up new set of persons again. Do you understand? It's, if you can get rid of other person just to be with me, are you sure you want to stay with me, or you get rid of me in the future? Or some people will just get married and still be doing what they do. Do you understand? So I like meeting people that know what they want. Already, if you know that all the people you have around you are not what you want, so what are you doing with them already? What are you doing with them? They are not what you want. You are keeping them, wasting their time, engaging them, preventing them from getting even in contact with other people. So really, what are you about? So, you don't really have to get rid of people for me. Get rid of people for yourself.
For yourself.
Drop the baggage.
True.
So this life is stress. Do you understand?
Plenty stress.
One person is enough at a time.
Stress.
So what are other people doing in the picture? One person is enough for a serious person who wants to get married or who wants to be in a serious relationship. One is enough. So you don't have to tell me you will get rid of others. If you have a business with them, go ahead with them now. If you have business with me, come for me alone. That's my own stake. Come for me alone. All those other people in the background are insignificant. Just get rid of them already. Or else. I mean, don't say because you are doing it for me. What if tomorrow you change your mind and go to meet someone else and say, I'll get rid of her because of you? So it's a circle. If the person is capable of keeping people and picking, I mean, one is enough.
True.
At every point in time.
True. And even, I think from the way the person is even saying, I'll get rid of other people just to be with you. Why do you have to let me know? That is already a red flag.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, why are you telling me?
I mean, like you're doing a favor, really.
And I think she's actually her feelings are very valid.
No.
I feel like you're doing me a favor. Thank you everyone for watching this episode. You can leave a comment down there. You can send us an email at achatwithdeb@gmail.com and we'll respond. Thank you for staying tuned till the end of this episode. God bless you. Have a great time.
Bye.
Bye.
How can we speak about God that we haven't seen when we haven't loved people that we see? So if I'm to apply that scripture, how can I present myself to God when I'm unpresentable to man? So men also see what? Men are also, there are people who judge others. So I'm not talking about those who judge and are just, going on another journey. But I'm talking of cover yourself. Be decent. Don't expose. Why do I need to see your body in church?